Over here. Before we get started, Mugdha is going to guide you through the deep diving,
Hey,
and
everybody.
I'll come in between whenever. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the anytime you want. But before we get started, let's see how many ServiceWorks customers do we have here? Okay, and how many are that I see? How many are not? So this is a deep dive session for the people who have not seen ServiceWorks before. But it is still not going to be overwhelming. I can promise you that, because it still goes through some of the flows of scheduling, dispatch, parts, and all of the things that you guys regularly work with. And at any point of time, if you think it's too much, feel free to connect with us at the end of the session, and we'll be able to show you the simplified, just getting started version of that too. So there's nothing to worry about. This primarily focuses on. We are continuously working on developing new features, keep on adding new things for you guys to take advantage of. So we are going to be focusing on a lot of these new features that we have worked on, and also we'll probably if we have time, we'll see. We'll also try to show you some of the metrics that we have collected that is useful for you. That will be, I know, like they use some metrics, they use some metrics. So we have compiled it all to show you what it all means from the tech metrics perspective. And we have more, and that will cover on next to next class in that meeting. So that is basically the structure. And in the middle or later, like we'll see how it has the time. We'll also try to show you what improvement we have done on the Service Panda side, which is the AI platform for ServiceWorks. So it is still in the beta state. It has not been completely fleshed out, but we are working gradually, everybody. So hopefully we'll be able to show you that too. So, Mugdha.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. All of us, here. I've seen some of you here. I've met Joe. I've had Gary here join our webinars. Thank you so much for being here. So, like Shapurva said, it's a deep dive session, but even if you have not seen ServiceWorks before, it's not going to be like complete bonkers. So let me go to my first slide. So what we're going to talk about today is going to be around these 4 keywords, like adopt, optimize, engage, and focus on your growth. So when we're talking about adoption, we're going to majorly talk about ServiceWorks features that will help you organize and streamline your day-to-day operations. And when we talk about optimizing, you're taking leverage of ServiceWorks features to redefine, organize your workflows, and kind of try to be more productive and efficient with time and resources. And the third thing is we're going to focus on engagement. Engagement in terms of with your customers, because customer satisfaction is like in front and center for everybody, right? We want to make sure that your customer is satisfied at the end of your service. So we have to make sure that we communicate with your customers. We let them know what's happening. We keep them in the loop. We establish some best practices, while we are using the system. If we are, if we are pen and paper, we're used to doing something in a certain way. But then when you use a system, you try to reorganize yourself, and then you try to say, hey, this is my new SOP. I'm going to try this best practice in alignment with what I'm using right now. So you can, have that engagement right there. And when you put all of these in place, you can have that time to grow your business, actually focus on something that you really want to do, grow, right? So we're going to talk about these things. If you guys have questions, let me know. Like Shapurva said, we can connect the later part and, answer your questions. So are we ready to begin? All right. So the first and foremost we're going to talk about is scheduling and dispatching. It's like the starting point, right? The prime thing when the customer calls in, we're going to see how we schedule them, right? We're going to see where they're located, who they are, what kind of problem they have, who do we have to kind of help them out. These are all the things that typically CSRs are thinking about when they get the first phone call. So we bring in that aspect where you can actually do real-time scheduling. We can do dispatching based off of your technician's availability. skill set, and then we're going to talk about route optimization, and then we're going to see some cool customization of your dispatch board, because every one of you, have their own way of dispatching. You have your own method. You've done that right for so many years, and you want to keep at it because that has worked for you. So we've come up with some options for customizing your dashboard as well. So we have an upcoming video that's going to play here. It's going to tell you, it's going to show you a simple creating a job basically in ServiceWorks. Like if you've used ServiceWorks, you know the drill, you know how it is done. But if you haven't used it before, this is going to show you quickly under a minute how you can actually create your job. So let me play that for you. So the phone rings, you ask who the customer is, and you type in their customer information. If you have already talked to that customer prior to this, you can pull up their information in ServiceWorks just by looking up their name, phone number, and then quickly make a note of the problem description they're trying to give you over the phone call, and then select the job type here. I'm just going to quickly pause here for a second because I want you all to just remember these three things, right? The zone, the job type, and the job status, because we're going to, yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and close it.
So that people are really getting engaged outside the room.
Yeah, I could hear them too. Yeah, so coming back to this, just wanted you guys to remember these three aspects, like the zone, the job type, and the job status, because we're going to talk a little bit more about that in our next few slides as well.
And for the people who doesn't know, what do we mean by zone? Zone is really your service area, how you define your service area. It could be by zip code or city or state or combination of all three. It's up to you. So that's what is a zone.
So once we have defined our job type, we can look at the date the customer is wanting to schedule for and the date that you can accommodate that call for. And then you're going to go ahead and schedule a technician for this job. And if you didn't get more information like the model number and the serial number of the appliance, because most common people like me, I don't know where to find that information, So when the technician goes out in the field, they have the opportunity to actually grab that information from their mobile app, and they can have that saved for later. Yes.
So on the mobile app, I've worked with a similar program before, and there's a barcode reader you tap on that will automatically import the serial and come up. Does this have that too?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so this has to. So, when we plug in the address for the customer, when you're scheduling it and this calendar view, it's going to pull up this map when you look at the map view. And this house is actually the address that will show on the map. And when you're live in ServiceWorks, you will see technicians that are close to this house for you to be able to gauge, which is the closest technician that I can put on the schedule for this specific appointment. So that's what it does. And then you can also, when you select your technician, you can also see the closest technician. It will show you the number of miles they're closer to that property. And then you can go ahead and select your technician and then have it dispatched to them. Now, when we say real time, I schedule this in the office, right? My technician is going to know in the field in runtime that they got scheduled for this job because everything updates in the real time. The mobile app is in sync with what we just did in the office. So it will automatically update their schedule for this. And it will also send them an alert that they have been assigned to this specific work. And we have created our job successfully. So that's where our quick job creation happened. It didn't take long. It was pretty quick. So what we're going to see next is how do we find the best tech, right? I have to find if they are saying they have a problem with the washer. I should be able to find out a technician who is an expert dealing with washers or dryers or kitchen appliance or non-kitchen appliance. So that kind of information is something that you can, when you create a technician in ServiceWorks, you can certainly make a note of their skill set and have them define like the certifications that they have done or their prior experience about dealing with any of those appliances. You can do that. And when it comes into picture, when you have to get the best tech, ServiceWorks will automatically find the best tech for you with respect to their availability and their skill. So let's watch what we got here.
Availability, skill, and also proximity.
Proximity, yes.
All three criteria.
So I highlighted the state and the zone there. It says Missouri. So like Shaparva mentioned, it's also looking at the proximity. It's going to look at the skill set. And when I click that button, which says Get Best Tech, it's going to find me the best tech, which is for this job. And it will automatically assign it to this technician who matched the skill and, who was available in that area, depending upon the skill and availability. Does that make sense?
Everything that you could have done without that button, you can still do it.
Yeah.
Looking at the calendar, looking at the map, looking at the time slot view, or you can trust the system and do the Get Best Tech.
Get Best. So, yep. Next, we're going to talk about is optimization. We want to do more calls, less driving, get the most of the things done while we are in the field, right? So that's where the optimization comes into picture. ServiceWorks has inbuilt route optimization feature in it, which will take care of giving you the best route possible for your technician when you have to send them in the field. And that route optimization is based off of, the proximity, the availability of the technician, where they are, the technician's starting location, and those factors. It will go look at those jobs, go look at where they're placed, find the best tech, find their availability, and then it will plot a route for you. So let's look at that as well. So this is the route optimization screen. Now when it starts, it shows a map, and there's jobs that, I don't know if you guys can see it.
There are 5 jobs.
Yeah,
that
there
you can
are 5
see. These
jobs.
little bubbles are the jobs that are there for that day.
Yeah. So when I click that optimize button, I have already the ATEC 2 role that we've been working with since the first video here. So that technician has those number of jobs. And if you looked at the placement would change after the optimization because the algorithm is going and finding the best route depending on their location, their position, and wherever they are in the field. So you can optimize it prior to their day when they're getting out there. So if you look at this on the left side, it says 53.61 miles. That is the total drive distance that they're going to have in their entire day for that day. And they're going to do 5 tickets, and those 4 tickets, 0 being their starting location. And then the order changed. I don't know if you guys were able to see that because I could see it here, obviously. So the order has changed, actually 1 was here, now 1 is here somewhere, 5 was somewhere here, now 5 is coming here. So that's how the optimization will kind of take care of that route. And next in the continuation.
Communicating with the tech that's out in the field.
So when their route optimizes, like I said, it's real time. So this will get updated on their app. Okay. They can see the same version of what we just did here. There's something called as route sheet on their mobile app that they can pull up and see. And I'm going to show you the route sheet just in a bit here. Yes.
So, the office would put the calls in.
Yeah.
And schedule the time of arrival. So when you do the route optimization, does that change your arrival time for that particular customer?
That's a very good question. So when you are going to use the route optimization program, our best recommendation is there's 3 things that are available in ServiceWorks for you to schedule, like the AM, the PM, and the all day. So when we do the optimization, it's going to consider that. And if your appointment was supposed to be in the AM, it leaves it in the AM. So that does get taken care of.
But if you did schedule for a literally
Yeah,
specific time,
specific
which
time.
also we have an option, so optimization will not touch it and it will leave that alone.
that
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It will leave it alone. It will only consider any all day, AM
Yeah.
or PM jobs.
Yeah. So if I go ahead and proceed, it's going to give me the best route. And then there is a route sheet option that is also available from the office for you guys to look at. And the techs are going to see it the same way pretty much in their mobile app. So we're going to go to 25th of December and look for our professional and see his route sheet. It's going to show us his route sheet here. We're going to filter that by professional. And those are the jobs that we see exactly in the order. So if you see these numbers, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the order that he's going to go by when he's going to do those jobs. Okay.
And you can also see like, I don't know, like how, can you go back a little bit on that screen, the previous screen, the route sheet screen?
Oh, okay. Second. Let me play it.
It's hard to navigate.
Uh,
Because it is going to also give you what I'm trying to get to is that question you answered about the AM PM and that placement of it, the route sheet, the thing that you see here, these
pause it.
are color coded by the color highlight you saw, that it is actually color coding the AM PM and all day jobs or
So-
specific time. So even from the route sheet, you'll be able to, without even getting into the details, know which one is what kind. Because even after optimization happened, you did it the day before you optimized the whole route, but next day the customer called, I can't do it, don't come right now, put me at the end of the day. You can still drag that down, like from the route sheet. You
Yeah.
don't have to do the optimize
Yeah.
again. You can just manually adjust. So that option already also exists.
Yeah, you can just move the order, the jobs. So the fun thing that I was talking about is the dispatch board customization. So far, we just saw how you could create a job, how you could assign a tech. But where's my full-blown dispatch board, right? Where I see my technicians, where I see my jobs, where everything is in there. So our dispatch board is organized by different views, like a calendar, like you can see it by every day, every week, week by week, and then your entire month. And then you can also see it like a lot of us are visual, right? We like to see where those jobs are on the map. Like I just want to see those. So we have a map view that will organize your jobs and will show you the pins on the map where they are exactly located. And employee schedule view. If you have a lot of technicians, you can do visual. You just need to know pretty much cut and dry. Left side, you have the technician names. You have like 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you just go on and keep seeing where he's going. Now, color-coded filters, that's a cool thing. You can use these filters. You can color-code your job statuses. You can color-code your job types. Like, for example, you have color-coded COD as green color and your warranties as blue color. So there's a clear indication. Anything blue you see, it's your warranty job. Anything green you see, it's your COD. And if you get bored of those colors, you can change those colors as well. So job status, job types, those are some very important and the filters that you would really use every day. Then there's segregation by zones as well. Like if you are servicing the entire state, then you want to create pockets where you want to see like city by city or by counties where you are actually servicing and don't want to get overwhelmed by seeing the entire the map view. So you can organize your zones, like Shapiro said, set of zip codes, cities, break it down into smaller pockets, but you can see how the jobs are in those zones as well. And we have something new coming up, a new view, which is called as resources, which is going to give you a combination of the schedule board where you can actually see jobs assigned to your technicians. And if you use any third-party technicians like contractors, you could see like it's like a combination of everything put together if you would like to see like a comprehensive view So that's what is
And
something
let
to
me
look
just
forward to.
ask some questions to you guys about the resource view that we are actually working on. And this is the intent. So you got the jobs, right? People called in. And what we are trying to do that for you to create a route, saying that, okay, this person has called and special, maybe they want Tuesdays. So you kind of like start building out the Tuesday route. And you might have multiple routes for Tuesdays because of too many job counts. So then you have a route built, but then you want to assign that route to a tech. So it's easy for you to, like we are trying to make it easy for you. You can just say, assign this whole route to a tech, assign this other route to a tech. So it's just an intermediate holding spot before you actually assign it to anybody in there. So that is what we are trying to build out. And I don't know, like, if you guys can provide any thoughts, if it does it even make sense without visually looking at it, what it might be. It is hard, I know. But this is our intent for you to give an intermediate ground of creating a route and put the jobs there and then assign it to the tech.
It's like a whiteboard of the route.
It is kind of like a
Like,
thing.
just a,
You'll see it. This is, you can call it route south, right? And you can say job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on that day. So then you just assign that technician to the route south. And route north is few more jobs, and you assign the whole, that route to a truck or a tech.
but it's
Or,
like, when I say whiteboard, like, it's just a thought, it's a kind of initial plan. Is that what the resource is?
the resources are basically like, I don't know, like we'll probably see a schedule board and I can show you. So right now, if you see it, it will make more sense. So we have the dispatch view, but the schedule view, like you can pick tech, then it will show you the breakdown of all of the jobs by the tech color. So which tech has what. Then we have a team. So if you work on which 99% of the appliance companies don't work in a fixed team. They work in a dynamic team, right? But we have a team. And then we have a third-party grouping. Like if you are working with the contractors, you are not doing the work, but you are appointing somebody else to do the job. So you can track the jobs by the contractor. So we are trying to combine all of these three things into one view so that it makes more sense for you. So that's the resources we are trying to combine all in one. Yes.
So as a manufacturer, do we have this system and everything? Does the service tech, do they got to have the same system? Do we just, we set up the work order and then the technician, that has this software, they would see this, work order and then they can decide if they want to take the job or not?
Yes, we have that actually. So you are talking from like a ServiceWorks as a dispatching tool, right? Yes, we have that functionality, and what it basically does, like hopefully we can show you that it is no different than like we integrate with Service Power, we integrate with Service Bench. In that case, they are the dispatcher, and the job comes and shows up in the our right panel, like all of the dispatching. In this case, it's the same, except that ServiceWorks is the dispatcher to ServiceWorks. So you still means other accounts who you wanting to dispatch to will see the listing of all of the jobs on the right side if you choose to. Yes.
Sorry. So y'all might get to this later, but after dispatching the tech to the job, there's certain things like that I need from them before they leave the property, like photos, model serials, and good description and stuff. Is there a way to make sure I get that before they can move on to the next job?
Yes.
We have enforcement for trip completion. So if they, the button they click in the mobile app, like en route, arrived, complete. So when they click the complete, and if you have enforced that, they have to give you the explanation of services, the photo uploads. Even we have enforcement on form submission if you choose to. Like certain forms, they have to fill it out and submit.
And last question.
And model serial number too.
I know y'all are talking about integration. So I know y'all have Marcona on there.
Yeah.
Where you can go in and look at the diagrams and stuff. Are y'all able to integrate other parts, vendor suppliers into
We
that
can.
as well, like Reliable and stuff like that?
We want to integrate Reliable, and we are trying to get that going. But we are not there yet, but we want to, for
So
sure.
it's not something I can just add in later on. I don't know if y'all are good on that.
We just have to, work with Reliable to tap into the API of Reliable, and they need to have that available for us to consume. Means they have to send the part information, just like Marconi is, right? Means they have to have a system which is exposed to others to tap into. If Reliable has it, we can get it. So that's not a problem.
So if they have an API, you can do it.
If they have an API, we can do it. Yeah, no issues. But if they don't, then we have to work with manual file transfer mechanism. Means that becomes complicated and not helpful for you guys.
Yep. Going back. So this is the day, week, and the month view combined together. So we can see, if you're used to looking at like week-wide, Monday to Friday, this could be your view. Or if you want to look at like day to day, day by day, this could also be a good choice for you to look at. So this one is showing your week view, like how you can go back and forth. You can see the jobs in the previous week and the week ahead. And this will give you the whole idea of the entire month.
So it's the color of the tech?
Yeah,
Those are the color of the tech,
yeah.
because you can see here the tech is highlighted.
Yeah.
This is the team. This is a contractor. That is what I was talking about. These are three separated. We wanted to combine it all
Yeah.
into one kind of thing.
And if you hover over those jobs, it kind of gives you like a small bubble-like information. It's like where you're going, who is going, a little bit description and the zone and the information that you can look at it as a snapshot. So this is like,
Sorry to interrupt again.
No, go ahead.
So the dashboard that you're looking at right now is what the people in the office would see.
Yes.
Okay, not what the tech would see while they're in the field.
The tech will also see this calendar view,
But in the mobile app.
But in the mobile app. Yeah.
But they will not have that big of a space to see. They will see as much they can see.
Yeah.
In terms of,
Yeah. Yeah, the previous one, like if I can go back. Okay, come back. Yeah. This is the one I was talking about just before going to the zone. Yeah.
It's kind of blurry. What on the appointment, what information is it showing?
Oh, here it is showing you like if,
Customer's name?
yeah, it's showing you the customer's name and the city they're from. And it also shows you like the appointment time. If it's like a all day appointment time range, specific time, it will give you that.
Is it customizable where you could add a fourth line of like what, what type of appliance it is, or so they know, like going in, it's a
this is like the first level, and the second level is if you hover over that job for a little bit, it will pull up a little bit more information like who, where, what time, the address and everything. But if you click on that, it will give you the information such as the model, serial number, a little bit of more notes about what you've written and things of that nature. So we'll
so
see
there's like
that.
3 levels.
Yes.
Yeah, one is that what you see, then you
Just
hover,
there,
and then you
yeah.
click.
Yeah.
Then you can go in deeper.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is by the tech, like the regular one. And then we're going to see the next one is the map view. Like I said, if you have like smaller pockets, smaller zones, then you can look at it. You can see, again, the color is like you said, it's technicians. You will see like this is a technician right here. You can see there where they are. If you have pictures of your technician, you can upload those pictures so you can easily identify them, who is where, because sometimes it's just hard to remember like the color if you have like a lot of technicians in there. And then
So
when
this is
you,
the one.
yeah. So
This
when
is
you,
the one that you were asking about, that and more information.
more information. Yeah.
You can see the appliance cooking, and if they had a model serial number, it will show up.
Yeah,
there
it will
too.
show up there, model serial number. And then if I play this video further, this is actually an unassigned job. So I think this is going to do that. So here you can see, you can, schedule a technician here. This is not assigned to any technician yet, but what we're doing is from the drop down, we're picking up a technician and we're quickly assigning that job to the technician after you have reviewed what's on here. So, and then you can write quick notes about that for customer note, trip notes, all in here as well.
Any of the notes that you're writing in here is not going to be shared with
Shared
your
with your
customer. It is for your internal consumption, and for the things that you send to the customer. Then generally technicians write that what I did for today, so that you can
Yeah.
share with your customer.
And this is your employee schedule view. You have all your technicians on the left, you have your timeline on the top, and then you could see how the schedule board is, aligned as well. And this is one critical thing that's going to come up here is you'll see that it's a drag and drop calendar. You can pretty much drag jobs to other technician. Somebody calls in sick and say, I need to go home, I'm sick. So there's different ways to do it in ServiceWorks, even like you don't have to like drag and drop. But yes, you can also drag and drop a job on a different date, different technician, different timeline, all of that.
Does it notify the customer when you change times?
Yes.
If you want to.
Yeah. You gotta do it
Yeah.
individual time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can turn it on for all the time or not send it at all, or you can turn it off and only just because you did that, you can notify them.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is also a time slot view where you can see your text on the top and your timelines on the left. This is exactly the opposite of the previous one that we were seeing. But the good part is it's also going to show you the dollar amount for the jobs that one of your technicians is doing for that day. So that's a good pointer to look at the information here. Let's see.
The total is all to completed jobs.
Say that again?
The total amount is all to completed jobs.
The-
That's what the totals are.
No, all of the
No,
jobs.
all
for
of the
day.
jobs.
Yeah, but if you haven't charged anything, then it doesn't. How does it know how?
So this is about the projected amount. So
Yes.
for example, like if they have plugged in that they may not have completed, but they have done
Yeah.
went there and did the diagnosis, or maybe you have added the diagnostic fee,
Yeah.
like $75.
Yeah.
So that will add up. And if they did add the parts, then it will add up. If they add more parts, then
Yeah.
it will keep adding up.
So
Yeah,
it
so
doesn't have to be
it will
completed.
grow as you add. Like, when you schedule it, you just added like $110 of diagnostic fee because that's the minimalistic that you will charge to go out there. Whether they want to go through the repair, whether you want to order the part that comes later, but it will show you for that day. And then as it goes, it'll grow.
Back
Yeah.
On the previous day, and you can see hopefully everything's been
Yeah.
completed. So you'll have a total amount
Yeah.
on each check.
Yeah.
And this feature we really added on request
Yeah.
from one of you. So because somebody thought it is valuable information.
Yep, each check, yeah.
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 Do it every day.
You can see the unassigned jobs, ready to be rescheduled jobs. You pick up a job, you copy it on a clipboard, and you can go to the time slot and paste it. So that job will get scheduled.
This is also actually, we added this feature that you're seeing,
Yeah.
the ready to be rescheduled view on request from you, because the last ASTI, we did not have it.
Yeah.
This time we have it because, we have automation that puts your job to ready to be rescheduled. When the question was, how do we see all the ready to be rescheduled jobs in one spot? And we had a way to show it from the grid, but then they wanted to see it from the schedule view. So we created that bucket. So now all of your ready to be rescheduled will be visible to you. So you can drag and literally call. And it's simple things that, here you'll see.
So what you're calling the bucket?
This is the bucket. And here, like when we first did, we did not think through, of course, because we are not in the field. We don't understand most of that stuff. But then when we released that, they said like, what about the phone number? We need to call the customer to reschedule. Can you put a phone number in here? So we added a phone number. So there might be something more that you can suggest to us. That means if you use it, you'll feel it. And if you just share that with us, we can definitely make adjustments to whatever makes sense for your operation. Some small things.
Yeah. So what we saw so far was our, backing up a little bit with our keywords that we started off with, like the adoption, the optimization. So these are some of other features, like the cornerstone features of ServiceWorks that can really take your business to the next level, because managing parts it's directly related to your cost. Like, how do you manage your parts? Do you have parts always in stock, or you order as you go, or how do you handle it? So, our inventory management helps you add parts. There's different ways you can add parts in ServiceWorks. You can do it from the job directly. You can add one by one in the inventory system. Or if you have like a CSV file with all your parts listed, you can import that list directly into ServiceWorks. You can you can generate purchase orders directly from ServiceWorks. You can manage your stock levels, like if you have different, like let's say if you have a warehouse, you have a second warehouse, and then you have truck inventory, then you can define all of those locations, trucks, everything is accounted for in ServiceWorks, and you can manage your transfers, your adjustment, everything is documented. And this is done solely with the purpose that you don't lose parts. You don't lose parts, you don't lose money, right? So that is something that you can do. You can do this from your mobile app as well, from the inventory management section. You can do transfers, you can adjust, you can do all of that from the admin web portal and even from the app. We're going to talk a little bit about daily parts needed and a pick list, which will, it's important from the both standpoint, like the office and the field tech, but I think it will make a lot of sense for the field technicians as well. And the part manager who was handling the pick list also, who's picking up the parts for the technicians for everyday basis. Tracking your parts usage and setting up your ROP alerts. What is ROP? ROP is your reorder point. So you don't want to, if you are a company that does not keep a lot of parts in stock, then it might be good to, set up these kinds of alerts, like the system will let you know when you have reached a certain level of that part. Like, for example, a simple part like the belt. If you are used to carrying it like 20 at a time, and then you keep using it, and then one day you don't have any of it, right? You don't want to be in that situation, right? So you set up a ROP value, like, okay, when it reaches 2, I need an alert from the system to tell me that I'm at 2. Would you like to place an order? So you can set up these kind of automated alerts, and you have a question?
Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to wait till you finish a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a question, but I think you're probably going to get to it.
Okay. And you can also set up a EOQ value, which is economic order quantity. So whenever you will create a purchase order for that, it will see what is the economic order quantity that you would like to order, because if it's a fast moving part, you always want to have more of that on hand. So if you set it up that way, it will create the purchase order for you in respect to whatever your number is of the EOQ.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So the only way that the system knows how many of, let's say, your belts that you have, how does the person have to enter that information? Or
that's a good question.
do you make orders through ServiceWorks
Yes.
to your distributors, and as soon as you place an order, it knows how many you ordered, or is it all networked together? Or
Yes, it's
if
all.
I go to Marcone and I order 20 belts, I have to go back to ServiceWorks and put in 20 belts.
Well, if you are connected to Marcone and if you're ordering from ServiceWorks and you receive those 20, ServiceWorks is going to know that you had ordered 20 from Marcone, and these are those 20 parts that you're receiving.
Because
Yeah.
we'll order from multiple different distributors sometimes. And, if like, say, what are we talking about? Reliable? Or
Yeah.
Which one did you say you guys are still working?
Reliable.
Reliable. We've been going through Reliable a lot more now because of issues we're having with Marcone. So, like I said, we have probably at least 3, if not maybe 4 different distributors that we order through.
It doesn't matter. You can
Yeah.
order from any distributor as long as you, start creation of the purchase order from ServiceWorks. Because if it's not connected like Marcone, it will send an email to Reliable saying these are the purchase order invoice automatically gets built, and it gets emailed to Reliable. You still have to go to their portal to plug in your information, but you'll at least have that tracking number that I'm hoping you can plug into Reliable as well. And when Reliable sends the parts, they will send it with their PO number, which you also can plug into ServiceWorks saying that this is my distributor PO number and receive it.
So it's best to originate your parts orders through ServiceWorks
And receive it.
Yes.
You're linked
Right.
with the others.
Exactly. Yeah. And you'll see, like, it is not going to be a huge work to generate a purchase order. It's not like hours you have to spend, because this is all tied to either the job or the reorder point. The system already knows what you need. You have to just select all, click,
Click,
or
yeah.
select few, click. That's
Yeah.
what it's creation of
Yeah.
purchase order. It's a long word. By the
Yeah.
time I say all of it, your purchase order will be generated.
Done, yeah. Okay. So we're going to look at two of the things here, like adding a part to, now this is a job that we will add a part directly to the job, and then we'll see how a purchase order is created. So let's go look at it. So I took a part number, and this account is connected to Marcone. So it automatically pulled the brand, the item number, the description, the cost, and the price. So it does all that for you. All you have to do is save the button and create a purchase order after. Yeah.
So if I'm a tech in the field,
Yeah.
and I'm at the house, I diagnose the machine.
Yeah.
I determine it needs such and such part.
Mhm.
Is if I put that part number in there,
Mhm.
is it going to tell me the cost also?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
am I gonna have to
Yeah.
get a hold of
No,
somebody?
no.
Yeah, no, so actually, when we talked about the model and the serial number, you plug it in, and then on the mobile app, that model number gets highlighted. If you tap on it, you can go look for the part numbers which are under that model, and then you can pick that and add that part to the job. So it automatically is there for the job. Now, yeah,
Or you can type in any random part number.
yeah.
Even that, if it is available in the Marcone, you will get the cost right there and then
Yeah.
in the field.
So that part is successfully added to my order. I go save it. Now we're going to look at where we can pick that part to create a purchase order. So if I back up, yep, that's my part right there. And I can pick those two parts. And then, like Shuparma was mentioning, before we even say the word create purchase order, you can just click that button and your purchase order will be generated. Okay. So, or you could use the second button, which is add to Marcone cart. And then if your ServiceWorks account is connected to your Marcone cart, then this parts are saved in your order history. Then you can select how you want to check them out from your Marcone cart, depending on how you want to adjust your shipping costs and everything related to that.
And the reason is this means there's a confusion I think a lot of times people have between what is the difference between adding to Marcone cart and creating a purchase order, right? So like whoever is connected with Marcone, you have a default contract with Marcone saying that you need to either send it the fastest shipping or the least amount of packaging, right? You have a default contract with Marcone. So if you create order, that default contract will be honored. So whatever it is, the fast shipping, then they'll figure it, like they'll do, multiple packaging. But if it's least number of packaging, then they'll honor that. But in this situation, if you have got 20, 30 parts all together, you are sending in a purchase order, and you really don't want to be this or that. And you know how in the Marcone cart, you have that left and the right panel to decide. These parts I want it to be, fast, but these parts I don't care, it can come whatever. So that decision you can make. Yeah. So what we do allow that we send it to Marcone cart, so you can log into Marcone account and Marcone cart and make the decision and place the order. But ServiceWorks will be able to pull that order down anyways. But there's an intermediate step. If you add to Marcone cart, you have to go to Marcone account and make your decisions and place the order. But if you don't care, means you want to go by whatever the default is, you can just click create order and the purchase order will be directly generated. You don't even have to log into Marcone account. So that's the real difference between those.
Yeah, and to piggyback on your question, like if you're creating a non-Marcone purchase order here, you can list your distributors that you use other than Marcone. You can select your distributor, and you can create that purchase order from here directly as well, and it will send a copy of it to them. Yeah, and here you can actually put in the delivery date when the part is expected, so your office staff can actually look at when the part is going to be expected, because if the customer calls, they will have an update to let your customer know, like, this is the ETA when I'm going to get the part for your order.
So you just put the prices out on those on the fly?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Is it default to your inventory or Trent's pricing?
It's like you're talking about the price.
The price that shows up in the partner.
Yeah, that will be the price that comes from our cone, and whatever you, if you save that, it's gonna. Yeah.
Difference, you can just edit it right there.
Yes.
And change that price.
So there's an inventory selection, like inventory item grid, where you can choose a configuration saying, I prefer to show the vendor pricing.
Vendor pricing.
If you check that box, then that vendor pricing will show up. And if you don't, then your pricing will show up. So you have a control of what you want to do with that. But regardless, you can type over whatever
Yeah.
it is.
If you typed over, it'd just be on that one ticket.
Just on ticket. It is not going to change the whole item from not for everybody else.
Yeah, and then you can ship the part. You can choose to ship the part to your customer or to your technicians, their location or your main warehouse. You can pick where you want to get it shipped as well from here. Yeah. So now if I pick the delivery site, it will go ahead and submit the purchase order. So it's a copy of the order that you get. And then now that the purchase order is placed, we're going to receive that part. We're going to see how we receive it on ServiceWorks. You see, this is your receive purchase order screen. Now you have, you can go ahead, receive it. You can tell the system how many you received. The invoice number, which comes with your order, right? That is a critical information, especially from the standpoint of submitting warranties. You need that number. So, you know, we can enter that invoice number here, and this invoice number will also be visible on your job page as well, just to see what was the invoice number associated with the part that you ordered here. So let's see. You receive it, put in the part. You tell them how many you received, 1, 2, whatever the quantity you're going to receive, and that way you will have that part received on ServiceWorks. You can do the same thing from the mobile app as well. You go to the mobile app, go to the inventory section, you pull up receive purchase order screen, and you will go ahead and receive that purchase order there as well. So that's about adding parts to a job, creating a purchase order. And next we're going to see is inventory transfer. So we have a screen, which is inventory transfer, where you can transfer inventory items from your main warehouse to the truck, and from truck to a different truck, or back to the main location as well. Or you could adjust the quantities that are on hand. And when you actually define your locations, you can also have different bins. If you organize by bins, you could go down to your bin level, and you could organize your inventory by bins as well. So if we had a bin number here, we could pick what bin you want to adjust the quantity for, and we can go ahead and adjust the quantity for that one specific bin.
And then when it says, does this say comment underneath? So you get a comment.
Yeah, if you want, you can put a comment in, like why you're doing it. Yeah. Yes.
And then you can retrieve that
Yeah.
note at a later point.
Yes.
Say how many am I losing on one technician?
Right.
One
Yeah.
technician is
Yes.
losing response.
Yeah. So that's how your inventory transfer of items work. So let's look at daily parts needed and the pick list. So daily parts needed is a critical information for the person who is organizing parts in the office, and even for your technicians who are going out every day. You know, when they come into the office, the first thing is like, okay, what are the parts that I'm going to use today? You know, there's probably a specific designated place for them to go pick parts, to look at and organize their day by the parts and their routes. So this is a screen that will tell your parts person to, and you can filter that by your location and technician as well. So it will tell them like which are the parts needed by which of your technician. So that way they can print their pick list, and they can quickly go around the warehouse, grab those parts, and keep it ready for your technician to come and pick it up. Now, daily parts required is the screen that even your technician can see from the mobile app. And that's where their workflow will start, when their day starts. Like they're going to look at that list. They're going to look at, oh, I have these 5 jobs today. So they're going to click on that pick button. And when they do it, they're going to pick that part from your main location, transfer it to their truck, and then ultimately install it to your service location, the customer location. So let's look at that. So if I select daily parts required, I'm going to see these are the parts that I need for today. If I go ahead and print it, it's going to tell me which technician needs what part. And if I take a print, it makes easy for your parts manager to, put together the parts for the day.
So you said this is available on the mobile app, so when the tech comes in, picks up all the
Yeah.
parts, he can say, I picked these all
Yeah.
up. And now we know that.
Yes, those are gone to the.
Verified, it's on his vehicle.
Yes.
They can't say, hey, you give me the parts.
Yeah.
You say, got it.
Yes.
And a lot of people rely on the system, like
Yeah.
looking at the web portal or the mobile app
Mobile
to
app.
understand where the parts are and doing the picking. And a lot of people rely on that sheet that she just showed you.
Yeah.
These are the parts that need to be put to somewhere.
Somewhat.
So people literally print out that pick list sheet,
Yeah.
and then go walk around the warehouse to move it to wherever they need to move it. So that is also one way.
So we saw everything with inventory related on the office side. We're going to see how it's going to look at from the mobile app standpoint, and what the technicians are going to see. I hope everybody can see this. So this is your job list for 1-4 that you can see here. And on the top, yeah, there you go. That's your job screen where you can see job information. And then, yeah, that's exactly, I'm going to pause here. So this is the add item, specific area for, let's say if you're going to work on a dishwasher and you need a specific part for it. So they can click on that add part, go there, type in your part number, pull up the information, whether it's in your inventory or you're looking up from Marcone, it's going to pull up the part information here.
And this is a place you can see, this little icon is for barcode scanning
scanning.
a part if you already have in front of you and pull that information in. And that could be because, you didn't have it, you went to Home Depot or somewhere else to buy the part, so you can literally scan in at that time, which you don't have in inventory. But of course it is, and if it's a valid part that is also available in Marcone, it will pull the price, but you can override the price saying what did you buy it for if you wanted to. You have
Yeah, you see the price there and the cost. You can put in the price that you pay for. So I'm going to pull up a part information here and see. Yeah. So that's the dryer thermostat we picked. It pulled your price and cost and everything. And then we can have that part added to that specific appliance information. Now, you must, you can see the create purchase order button here as well. So a lot of businesses, the technicians can directly create the purchase order from the field itself. And this will do the same job as the create PO button that we saw in the office, where that button, which was there by add to Marcone card, just that button, it's going to just do the same thing. It was going to create the purchase order for this one part, for this one job directly from the field itself.
Okay, so if I entered in a part number out in the field in that screen, it'll add it to the cart of the order and basically essentially be ordering that part directly.
Directly. This is, yeah.
Directly. And if you don't care about multiple purchase order, shipping and etc. fee, and you can create 10, 12 purchase order a day without bearing the shipping cost.
Yeah.
You can create that. Literally keep creating, because some customers have that contract with Marcone where they waive the shipping fee based on how much transaction you do with them.
Yeah.
But if you do care about the shipping fee and you want to create only one purchase order, then I would not do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would wait.
Yeah. Yes. And with, with the permissions, you can define the level of authorization. Like when you set the permissions for your technician, you can set it in such a way that this button is gone. They don't have access to creating a purchase order.
So if the technician puts a part in and it's on his van, he doesn't know it's on his van, will it pop, is there a way?
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
see it.
he'll see it.
You'll
Yeah.
know that if it's in stock or
Yeah.
not, and if it's already in his
Yeah.
van. That also you'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is our inventory management from the mobile app, searching an inventory item, receiving purchase orders, transferring from one location. Yes, you can do everything from the mobile app.
There's no difference.
Yeah.
There's no difference. We are trying to, when we originally started the mobile app, the functionality was mostly around technicians' ability to do the field's job. But as the days progressing, people want to run their business from Hawaii, like sitting on a beach.
Yeah.
And they need to be able to run their business from iPad or something.
Yeah.
So we are trying to bring more and more functionality into the mobile app, not just for tech. Any role, admin, back office, whoever, should be able to do most of the stuff. And I would say we are 80% there on functionality movement stuff. There are a few things still we are working on because there's a lot in the web portal. But inventory, I think we have pretty much completely moved the inventory side in the just literally last release.
Yeah.
That was our complete inventory move. Invoice also we have moved earlier, so we can fully look at the invoicing side of the equation from the mobile app.
Yeah, like simply by hitting the search button, it's going to pull up all the inventory parts that are in your inventory, and then you can tap on it. It will show you how many you have on hand. And then if you tap on it, it will show you which location is how many. So, you're constantly aware about where your parts are and what's happening with that. That way. Yeah.
So I'm kind of a big picture person. Essentially, if you're utilizing the software
Right.
in the office, in the field,
Mhm.
it would be best to do all of your part ordering through this program because it will enter in your inventory numbers.
Yes.
And you can say, okay, all right. So it's basically a one-stop program.
Yeah, it's a one stop. Yes, like
we want it to be. So you don't have to leave ServiceWorks for doing anything. But that's only true from the operations side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marketing,
It's up
you still have to go out
to
to do
operations
marketing.
to take care of it.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there too.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. On the marketing side, we are
Yeah.
completely, means we have certain marketing feature, but it's not a marketing platform. But from operations perspective, we want you to be able to do everything from one platform.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? Like everything needs to be seamless. Everybody needs to know what's happening. So office is updated, technicians are updated. You're not spending like hours and hours on phone updating each other and going over job numbers at the end of the day. So it kind of keeps it all together. Yeah, this is a received purchase order. So you can, just as how easily we receive the purchase order from your web portal, this is going to let you receive your purchase order same way from the mobile app. So if you go look at, if you want to pick up a order that we'd like to receive, you can pretty much see, we go here, we increase the quantity of how much we have received, and then we can put in your invoice number. And I think there's a QR code. Yeah, there is a barcode scanner here that can help you look at the, barcode, scan it, receive it, how much you're receiving, and then receive that item. There you go. Purchase order received successfully. And then we're going to back up. We're going to see the next thing here, which is our transfer. Yes, same thing. Like whatever we've done in the office, transferring from your truck to the main house, main warehouse, and back and forth. And this is the model search. If your account is connected to Marcone, you could search model numbers. You could look at it. You could look at the schematics. You could search the parts, and you can directly use those parts to be added to the jobs as well. It's kind of small, but
You can
zoom
to
in.
see more bigger
Yeah.
because the mobile app might be hard to see this complex schematics.
Yeah, if you tap those images, it nicely fills up your mobile app screen, so you can pinch it forward to go over the details of your image that is pulled up. And this is the add stock, check stock. These are this is something that you can do from the mobile app. You could scan, like if you have like 10 parts with barcode information on it, you could just keep on scanning and add your stock. Like if you have like 5 items of something, if you keep adding your barcode, just go on, start your barcode scanning here, and then your stock levels will be updated as you scan.
And that is
So-
really like mostly applicable from the customers of ServiceWorks only when you're newly onboarding, because you
Yeah.
have some stock
Yeah.
and you don't have a purchase order, by which it will increment. right?
Yes.
So that is the only time I see people will use that. Okay, I am coming to ServiceWorks, but I have got this many items there. How do I enter?
Mm.
That is how you can just
Scan.
go around your warehouse
Warehouse and scan.
and get updated. Now you're situated, then you don't need to use that to stock really.
Yeah.
All you need to do is check stock. How much do you really have? Hey. Okay.
So it also tells you like, where, how many location details, if it's telling you like, how much do you have on hand? What is your ROP? What is your EOQ? You can see that information as well here. And then check stock. So if you want to check stock for a certain, yeah. Yeah, this is a check stock. Yeah, we went over that. So you put in the item number, you can see what stock is available, where it is available, and
It's
so on.
basically for your inventory counting and making sure what you have truly is what you have in your system. So you can go ahead and say that, oh, my ServiceWorks says 5, but literally I'm counting it to be 6. What just happened? Or other way around. ServiceWorks say you should have 6, but you actually have 4 where the 2 vanished, right?
Yeah.
That's where you can check stock
Check stock.
to see if there's any discrepancy
Yeah.
going on.
And this is the mobile version of the parts required that we saw from the office. So this is listing for this technician, whoever is logged into this mobile app, it is showing them by the day, these are the parts that I need, shows them what is the part needed, the customer name, the professional who is assigned to it. Of course, it's themselves. It will show them how they need to pick it up. You have the button for each of these items, so you can systematically pick each of those parts as well. So it's like, go pick.
And we did get a request for bulk pickup saying like, can we pick all at once instead of pick.
Yeah.
And we are considering that to
Yeah.
add. It makes sense. Like if I'm a technician, if I see all these 5 parts I have to pick, why do I have to
Yeah,
pick? Why can I not just pick all?
all of it.
Select all.
Yeah, select all, pick ones. Yeah.
Minor things, but makes a huge difference, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move on to our next one, which is invoicing and payment processing. So this is the section, again, we're still optimizing. We're in the second keyword. So this is the second part of it where we're going to look into invoicing and payment processing from ServiceWorks, like your job is done, parts are installed, it's time to invoice your customers. So we're going to look at, in this section, we're going to look at customizing your invoice templates, invoicing directly from the completed job. You could do that from the field directly, and you could enable links where your customer can just click on a link and just go ahead and pay the invoice, or the best, your technician can accept the payment right from the app, from the field, and get paid. And like, again, it's going to be in one system, everything together. So you can, in ServiceWorks, you can accept payments from the mobile app. You could take a payment from the payment link that will be shared with your customer. We also have an online booking request wherein you have a website and there's a form where your customer can land on. They can, try to schedule an appointment with you. And if you want them to hold a spot with you, you can charge them a certain amount of diagnostic fee to hold that appointment for them. And they can pay from that. Yeah, like a deposit, exactly. Because you want to avoid a no-show, right? So that's the whole goal here. So you can take a payment from there, or, if your customers get an access to customer portal where they can see what are their due invoices, then they can go and, click on the links to pay, and they can pay from the customer portal as well. So these are different avenues where you can actually accept payments in ServiceWorks.
So on the mobile, is it just a swipe card, or are you doing contact with the card?
We have a chipper that you can, tap and then take a payment. Yes.
You can't tap from your phone.
Not from the phone. Yeah.
So
Or manually enter the card number.
You can manually enter the card number. Yes.
They're asking for the,
Right.
but one thing I would like to
Pay that's enabled on everybody's phone already is not integrated.
not integrated with this mobile phone yet, and there's a reason I want to let you know. I used to think before that like how in the credit card processing fee, that if it is a no contact, the processing fee is high, and if it's a contact, the processing fee is low.
Yeah.
The tap to phone is considered as no contact, meaning it is not contacted. So the processing fee is the same as if you typed in the credit card number. I used to think it is touching. Why is it no contact? But it is.
Is that on everybody? Or?
It is everybody.
Oh.
That's how it is considered. I literally talked to the Elevon president. What is it like? Explain to me. Why is that? Because they're saying it's not. It's not. Okay.
It just is not.
Even the people I'm talking to, they don't know the technical side of that.
So it's better to use the swipe. This.
This swipe or tap on the device is contact.
Okay.
Tap on the phone. They
Okay. I
tap
see.
on the phone. Like how you can just flip the phone and tap the phone. That part, the tap to pay. That part, that's
tricky.
contact. The tap to the device is considered as contact. Because it is.
That device, is that specific to ServiceWorks, or can we use any tap swipe device?
It has to be any device that we support. Let me put it that way.
Okay, so we're going to look at the invoice template. So in ServiceWorks, we have 10 predefined templates that you can actually pick from. Like, how you want to show your customer, like if you want to show them the parts that you've used and the service listed on it. You can set up different templates. Like in the beginning of our presentation, when we started, we were looking at the job type. So ServiceWorks has the ability to have different invoice template that you can use for a different job type. Let's say you are a full-on appliance business, but you do a little bit of HVAC something, right? And that invoice, you want it to be completely different than what you are showing for your appliance customers. So you can actually pick up a job type set a job type as HVAC, set that up, and then have a separate template altogether just for that job type itself. So you don't have to pick, which invoice, how to adjust. No, you have selected it. We've done the work. It's all set. And every time you have that specific job that you're doing, it'll always pick that invoice template to show it to the customer. So that ways you can customize depending on what your job type is. So if we go further, it will show you different templates here.
You do a different template for zones?
Different template for zones? No, not yet.
Just like,
Yeah, just type.
Why would you consider having different
Templates for zone, yeah.
because I got a location, Phoenix, which is where most of my guys are, and then I got a guy down in Casa Grande, Maricopa. So I got an office down there that I would just, in a sense, have that address on that invoice. This is what I was thinking.
Like what address? Your company address?
Yeah,
I got it.
Two offices.
Okay, so to show different company addresses.
Yeah.
So that's how we're going
Different
to
locations.
zoning by geographical
Okay.
areas in terms of that. So.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Let me, because
Yeah, it's a great point.
I
Yeah.
like to take suggestions and write it down.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll forget.
And it's all, it all.
You have multiple locations too. Are you ServiceWorks user?
No, not currently.
Like an office,
Okay.
a invoice and an office.
Do you use anything or pen and paper?
So very old school. Old school started by like
Uh-huh.
dad, and they're trying
Okay.
to update a couple of so
Gotcha.
that's why I'm here to research. Trying to bring them to
Right. New age.
yeah,
Yeah.
more efficient.
More efficiency. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole goal. So these are some of the templates that are available. Like if the carousel will go on from left to right, and you can see different color schemes, different patterns, and how you can manage your invoice information. We also have, we want to move away from paper, but there are still businesses that still do paper. So that last one is like the envelope number 10 window envelope. Like that is the kind of invoice that is. So if you have invoices that you print out and you have those envelope number 10 that you use, little window that you have to show the address, that's the template that you can use as well. So that these are the field configurations. There's the possibility is endless, like how much you can customize your template, like what is the kind of information that you would like to show on your invoice. And this is like simple toggles, like do you want to show the item number? A lot of, businesses that I've seen that they don't want to show the item numbers, just show the description and then, not have the item number at all. So you can,
Because like if you show
Yeah.
the item number, sometimes the customers
Look
will
it
look
up.
up the
Go
price
look up.
and then you
Yeah.
want that too.
yeah, we don't want that.
I was just, I don't
Yeah.
even know, just made me think, but I was looking at the toggle buttons that you have on your screen there. Very similar to iOS.
Yeah.
What about the difference between, because we've got people that use Android, we've got people that use Apple. Are the interfaces on the mobile going to be the same regardless of platform?
It is the same except for certain controls that are device specific, like date selection. Date selection is iOS, it's different than Android. In iOS, they have introduced in the last few releases like rolling date versus Android, it opens up
Yeah,
a calendar.
calendar.
So we cannot do anything about that. That is completely device dependent, means
Right.
your mobile operating system dependent. But everything else that we can control, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, this is like a long list that you can actually customize and take control of, and yeah. Sure. And then this is your, invoice email template, which, it will say, hey, thank you for choosing us. And, this was the service date, this was the ticket number, and then you put in the payment link. So they'll get an email with that, and they'll get a link where they can actually click and go to the payment screen to, do the payment. And that's the job type where you can, pick up a job type and use it. Yes, sorry, I didn't see you.
That's it. Maybe you might touch on this later. Do y'all have an open API for integrations or custom integrations or folks that are wanting to integrate with additional systems that you may or may not support yet?
That is super
So,
question.
what
Yes.
kind of integration are you looking for to do what?
Just a general question.
Yes, we have,
Yeah.
all of our API are open API, it's REST-based API. So if you have a development team, you can definitely tap into it and make your own thing. That is definitely possible. The reason I was asking, we have the API, you need to have a development team to tap into our API to do what you want. But if there are certain situations that are mostly commonly used, like sending the customer information to somewhere else because of marketing purpose.
Sure.
So for that, you don't even have to have a full access to our API because those endpoints are also exposed through Zapier at this time. So you can literally use Zapier for that purpose right now without having a development team. So that's the reason I
Send
asked.
it to my email marketing platform.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, because of that. If it's a marketing dependent, yes, you have the customers and job, both you can send. But if it's
Yeah.
more like you want to reschedule the job or something, that you have to tap into our regular API.
Thank you.
And this is like a quick sample of how the invoice can look like. You can set it up, you can have the problem description, you can have, it also shows you like the service performed. That is the trips that your technician has made by the date. And then if you want to show what they've done, like if he says, oh, I changed a belt or I install a new filter or something, then that note will actually go in here as well. So these are like just trying to show you everything together. This is like when they click on the payment link, this right screen right here, it will take them to a link where they can actually see their payment. They can put in the address, they can sign, and then they can submit their payment. The one below that is through the instant booking page where they can, enter their customer information and then enter the credit card information for you to use that to hold an appointment for them. Now, on the top left, you have the customer portal where your customers can actually log in, see their service history, look at their payment history, and also go to like a payment link where they can actually go and pay. So they'll come to the same link essentially, which is on the right side. So that would happen from the customer portal though. So that's that. They can save the card information. They can swap the card information if they have to change the payment method with you guys. So that's what we can do. And invoicing and payments from the mobile app. Now that is also available on your mobile app. Like, if you want to run your business remotely, still keep a track of your invoices that are paid, unpaid, what's due for a long time. So you will be able to see all of that information from the mobile app as well at one get-go. So let's look at, this is going to show you like the charges here, how the technician can accept a payment from the mobile app. So there's a pay button right there on the top where they can click, they can pay. You can, if they want to accept cash, you could also take a cash payment. It will be notated in ServiceWorks that you took a cash payment for this job. Or if you took a card payment, it will give you the transaction ID and it will keep a track of that information. If you're doing checks, then you can take a picture of the check physically and then you can collect that check from the field. Yeah.
So if, let's say the customer wants to pay with a card, you don't have any device or anything to swipe it. Is there something built in? You know how like you can take a picture of your card for a website and it auto inputs the card information? It auto fills it with the card number, the name, the...
No, we do not have a way to scan the card by picture yet, but you can type in the number.
Right, you can type it all in.
You can type it all in.
Scan would be cool.
Scan would be cool.
Cool, yeah.
We also ordered a payment link to the customer,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So then,
Even if it's the same product. because it's
Same
the
thing,
same,
yeah.
but still.
Yes,
Will it generate a receipt for them?
Yes.
yes, it will.
You send it through an
Yes.
email or something?
Yes, it will. Yes, Jenny. You had a question?
No, I'm good. I was
Okay.
gonna sneak out but I realized we have 10 minutes. I'm sorry
Okay,
about
sure. No problem.
I realized I was stuck.
No way, because you have a class next, so you want to get paid.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then you can, the tech can email this literally from the phone itself. They can preview the invoice. If they want to show it in the field to the customer, they can show it. They can also attach a photo that was taken for this appointment, This is, yeah.
Can you text and set email?
Yes, you can.
You can text your customer also, text internally to other techs or people in the company, and that without, it is masked, it will not show your phone number.
Phone number.
Voice we cannot do yet without masking, but we are working on it to generate a VoIP system integrated with the mobile device as well.
Yeah.
Can I just say, so we recently onboarded, it's only been about 2 months now, right? And within that time period, our number of 5-star reviews has jumped. People are super pleased with the communication and it lets them know when our technician's gonna be there. It knows where the technician is and where they're going, and it tells them how many minutes it's gonna be. Love that. It's fantastic.
It tells the customer that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
emails them. Your technician's on the way, they're gonna be there in 23 minutes, approximately 23 minutes.
Did you send an email? You just chose email, but it could be a text.
It's
Yeah.
it's
text.
Yeah.
I think it does both. at
It
the
does
same
both,
time.
yeah.
And we also changed our email, the one that goes out 24 hours ahead, to tell them, make sure your refrigerator's running 24 hours prior to service, because we were having issues with people not turning on their appliance and not telling us.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
so-
unplug your freezer
Or-
and let it thaw out.
Exactly.
Well, we don't want to do that, because we want to see that for all fans. So for us, we
Right.
want that to be on. And then
Well,
we
now if it's a
just,
diagnostic call, you want to see that frost pattern, but if it's something that you're going to fix, having them unplug it would be helpful to draw it
correct,
out.
but that would be separate. But the one automatic, we want it on. So our email says that, and it's actually cut down on the nuisance calls when we go out, and they turned it off. And we're like, they go, well, no one told us.
So you could customize whatever you wanted it to say for your instructions for your
That's
customers. And I will tell you,
Serial make.
Yeah.
the support, like, these ladies are amazing with the support they give, and like, the meetings and the onboarding has been
And
fabulous.
when I have a
So-
question about something, because I can't,
Thank you. Thank you.
well, we can't find a button. I can't find a button because I just haven't.
Yeah.
I email and like really soon I get a couple of like, it's over here. And they're not like, you big dummy, like, which they could do, because I'm like, it was right in front of me, but they like, no, it's right here, and send me a picture, and they're really kind about it.
I do want to point out that they have a new supermodel too, because I did mention that they have a blue overalls guy on their website.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so they sit with this handsome fine man.
Definitely better.
She's so much better. Yeah.
Our industry does not like that model.
That model probably is everywhere. Like
It is, look at the stock photo, we're like, stop using him, it's embarrassing, he's using a hammer for
Yeah.
a refrigerator.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was not just you. Like a couple of people I spoke to after I spoke to you guys, they're like, oh my God, not the blue overalls guy again. He doesn't know a thing. Why is he even there? I'm like, yeah, that's like just a stock photo. Yeah. So we just talked about this, like engagement with your customer, right? Just make sure you have your automated notifications set up. Like Joe said, let them know what they have to do for the appointment so they're ready beforehand. And if you're going for a diagnostic of something, they know what they have to do, like their instructions. Two-way texting. You can do it from the web portal. You can do it from the app. And the number is masked, so it's not like they know where they are texting or you are texting or calling from. Appointment reminders is very critical because people forget. So that happens all the time. So you can set your appointment reminders to go off like a day before, 2 days before. You can let them know when their appointment is scheduled, the date, time, everything. Again, if you want
That kind
to,
of
yeah.
information is put in at the office though, right?
Yeah, so it's like a template. You set it up once and then, yeah, you don't have to do anything. Yeah.
Well,
That's
like,
it.
automatically go.
Yeah.
I'm not the office guy. I'm a
Yeah.
foot soldier out in the field.
Mm.
But that template and all of that, how
Yeah.
you want all of that communication to happen is set up by the program manager basically.
Yeah.
Set up by, like,
We'll help you set up. Yeah.
Like when we are onboarding, like you set them up and you set it
Yeah.
up and that's done.
Yeah.
Like, and you can always go and modify.
Modify.
But if you don't want to, you can
Yeah.
still reach out to us if you forgot where it was.
Yeah.
We can again help you, where it is, because it's really
Right.
one time setup. And
Yep.
then it just goes.
So your text messaging is two-way.
Yeah.
If the customer responds, who gets it?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Assistant
Tech
will
will
get
get
it.
Yeah.
The tech will get it, like the office
Yeah.
manager can see it. You can see it from the mobile app, you can see it from the web portal. Right now, I think it is too much visible because we got requests saying, can we limit the
Yeah, the
visibility
office
of the
doesn't
text
need to see
messages?
They say, if
Yeah.
you need 20 more minutes, I had to step out for a second. The office doesn't need to see that.
Yeah.
Only the tech.
Yeah.
But right now, everybody sees it.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody in a sense in the context, not the other
Context,
tech will
yeah.
not see it,
The
But-
techs won't.
but
But
the
that
office
tech in the
manager will
office
see it.
will.
Yes.
Yeah, will see it.
Yeah. The other 20 techs will
the
not
office
see
be
it.
able to differentiate between, like, who sent that? Will they say, okay, if tech one sends a text through the app, says, I'm on my way
Oh,
here
yeah,
in 23
the
minutes, the
office will
office
see
will
the
know that
difference.
that's the
Yes.
tech that
Yes,
sent it?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it says expectations.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
expectations.
But we are working on limiting the visibility because we understand there are situations not
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah,
wants
that's
to see
distracting.
everything.
Yeah.
But right now it's all.
It's there. Yeah.
And I like seeing everything.
Are you in the office? Yeah. So,
OCD.
And some people don't.
yeah.
So you do get some chaos.
Yeah.
And that's where this permission comes into play heavily. Like,
It really.
hey, we as ServiceWorks cannot decide this way or that way, then we just put permission,
Yeah.
you choose which way you want to do. Show it, not show it, just configure it.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing is, we want to talk about requesting feedback for service, ask your technician's rating. You can, again, set up your template. There's a link that, your customer can rate your technician, 4 stars, 5 stars, write a comment. So you can get it. There's a report that you can run and see the customer feedback based off of that. And you can also create survey forms in ServiceWorks, and you can send it to your customers so they can answer some set of questions that you would like to answer, get an answer to from your customers as well. So that's about customer communication, engagement, and integrations. We do integrate with Marconi electronically. We saw that, how we can place purchase orders, look up parts. We integrate with Service Power, Service Bench. We now also integrate with First American Home Warranty, and we integrate with QuickBooks for accounting purposes. So you can get your job information from Service Power, Service Bench, and First American Home Warranty directly into ServiceWorks with the dispatch information, with the customer information and everything. All you have to do is just accept that job and then assign a technician to be sent out for that job.
And QuickBooks also, I would like to highlight, before our QuickBook integration was not automated. It was automated, but we had to click a button every day to sync. But now it is automated. It will just sync on its own, so you don't even have to go and click the button to sync. It just happens at the end of the day. It just keeps going. So you have to just go and connect one time, and it takes care of that automatically. So that we have made that improvement, because otherwise it was a lot of wait that we have to click. So we had to ask our customers do it at the end of the day or on the weekend, because otherwise the system is busy and the QuickBook is also not able to absorb. So now it's async. So it's better for a lot of if you're wanting to use QuickBooks.
So what is new at ServiceWorks? We talked about quite a bit of things. We talked about Marconi cart checkout already. We saw how we can do the barcode scanning for the app, the add stock, check stock, receiving purchase order. Then, memberships is a new thing, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here. Daily forms, like the job forms, like you want the technician to do some things before they get out, or towards the end of their day. So there can be one single form that is not attached to any job or anything. It just exists by itself. And then the customer fills it out at the end of the day. And then the tech. It's all customer centric. So that's what is in my head. So he can fill that form, and the office can see what his input was. Yeah, like a to-do list,
Like
or,
maybe have to fill up the
truck,
wash it, do whatever, something like a daily checklist, basically. That you have to do.
So in 2024, we've done like way more than these 4 items, and these were the top of my list that I thought would be important for you guys. But there's a QR code. If you scan that, it will directly take you to our page where we have all the updates from 2024 listed, so you guys can go ahead and take a look at what's on there.
Just stay for a second.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Yeah. Am I coming in your way?
No, you're good.
I think they're great bars.
Can you move your cursor out away?
That's what it is, the great bar.
There you go. Thank you. Everybody got it. So this is the Marconi cart video. It's going to show you the Marconi cart. Really quickly.
The time.
And we have like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. Go with that, I guess.
Yeah, we're almost done.
This is basically what's going to happen if you send it to Marconi cart. You're already probably used to seeing what happens in Marconi cart, and the same thing will happen, except that it will be initiated and already be placed in your cart. So when you go to the cart, you see the item already placed. You don't have to search and place anymore. So, but then after that, the flow is exactly how it would be.
Yeah.
I think you can get out of this.
Yes.
So is there a button in the field that says not just place it in cart, but order the part?
From the field, actually, there's only a way to order, not to place it in the cart.
Oh, so from the field, it directly orders.
Directly orders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be even better. Yeah, that's actually even better. But that's only from Marconi.
Only for our phone.
Yeah.
And if we eventually integrate with Reliable, then it would be for whoever we integrate with.
You have plans to integrate with Reliable. Is there a timeline on that?
I want to integrate with right now. I just, I'm not able to find the person I need to talk to in the Reliable who's going to help me get access to the API or find out the information about the API.
What about Encompass? Are y'all gonna integrate with Encompass?
Encompass, we were actually integrated.
Okay.
But recently, in the last 3 to 4 months, they have changed their API completely.
Okay.
So it is all it does not work anymore. So we were integrated with Encompass before.
Yeah.
So we are trying to revive that need to the new API so that it matches. And Encompass probably will be faster than Reliable because it was integrated before.
So if you integrate Encompass and Reliable, and you already have our phone, is the is the order or create the order going to be different? Is there going to be 3 different buttons, or how are you going to know that you're ordering it from
So
one to the other?
when you go create the order, if you remember or not, because it's hard to see, it has a distributor option there. When you say create the order, you decide who do you want to create it
Like a
for.
drop down
Yeah, like a drop down.
Drop
Yeah.
down
Order screen.
per job?
It could be
Per-
whatever you are wanting for. It could
Yeah.
be per job or whatever selected items you selected
Yeah.
for. So if it's from the field and if you just the parts, then you'll have, of course, it's per job. That for that particular job, it will create the purchase order. But if you're doing from the web portal and waiting for the day for doing multiple jobs at once, then it will be multiple jobs. So, but
Well, it's only,
you'll be able to select which one it is for.
you don't have a timeline on that though.
For the Reliable part, do you have a Reliable contact?
I can give you a
Well,
Reliable.
Baser, I can give you a
Yes.
Baser here.
Then I can.
Yeah.
Once you have contact, how long does it take to develop API integration?
The
6 months
API,
or
if we do have the contact, we are very fast in developing rate because we do know that your,
what's the rate about, like 3 months? 1 month?
yeah,
Okay.
month or 2 at the most, based on where they stand. Like our development time is very fast. Our main problem is finding place to integrate.
Yeah.
So one other main feature that we released in 2024 was a membership module. A lot of appliance businesses, they do sell membership. It's like a membership plan that you sell like a service membership. Let's say if you sign up for a membership, then you get certain discount on certain parts, So if, you're one of those, then ServiceWorks now has the ability for you to create what kind of membership you want to sell to a customer and then send them a contract, have them sign, pay for it, and then define the number of visits that they're going to get and what is the discount that they're going to get for parts. We can define all of those parameters in ServiceWorks and, sell those membership. You can do that from the office, and we have also included that in the mobile app. So you can also, when your technician is at the service address, they can also, sell the membership. See you later. Bye-bye. It's okay. So a quick video here. Is it playing? Yeah, it's playing.
It is playing
Yeah.
now. And the membership is kind of like recently introduced because we heard that in the appliance industry, there's a lot of these members